to Around the Corner, a PhillyCAM community news journal, highlighting nonprofits in the Philadelphia area. I'm your host, Albert Lee. Our final guest today covers the emerging scene of Philadelphia Asian American filmmakers. Rob Buscher is the festival director of the Philadelphia Asian American Film Festival. Welcome to Around the Corner.
Thanks, Albert.
Tell me more about this film festival.
So Philadelphia Asian American Film Festival has been around since 2008. We're now in our 7th annual year, and we've been very lucky since our inception to actually have HBO as our title sponsor. Very fortunate in the fact that there aren't any other Asian American film festivals, regardless of their size or prominence, that have achieved this goal. That being said, we have access to a lot of great programming partners. Comcast is our other premier sponsor, so in that sense, we do get to put a lot of our content onto video on demand, and there have been opportunities in the past for filmmakers that have shown in our festival to actually be on HBO as well. So we like to kind of reinforce that fact. But the idea about Asian American film festivals in general, maybe I should break that down a little bit for people that aren't so aware of it. When we look at Asian American demographics in general, I mean, we have this tremendous diversity, right? You have everything from Northeast Asia to Southeast Asia to South Asia to increasingly Islamic and Arab Americans that are identifying as Asian Americans. So it's this tremendously diverse category, and it's kind of been thrust upon various people of Asian ethnicities by U.S. Census Bureau. There's very few things that actually unite Asian Americans, and what we try to do as a festival is showcase how diverse this category can be and educate people, both in the general public, about what it means to be Asian American, the idea that having an Asian face doesn't mean that you're foreign, that there are plenty of 3rd and 4th generation fully ethnic Asians that have lived here all their lives and English is their first language. So it's tremendously offensive when people say, oh, your English is so good. You know, the other idea is that for Asian Americans specifically, we like to show people that, one, you can have Asian faces on television and in film, and two, that your stories are important and that you are American. And this is incredibly important for the Asian American communities that are living in places like South Philadelphia, like Northeast Philadelphia, and even in West Philadelphia in University City. There's a lot of first-generation college students that are coming from some of the refugee populations, the Cambodian American community, the Vietnamese American community, and we'd like to show all of these people that your voices are important and your voices are part of this myriad of the American story.
How many local submissions have there been for the film festival?
Well, typically we have anywhere between 150 to 200 submissions throughout each cycle. We open our call for entries in February of each year, and it lasts until July 5th. So it actually just closed a couple weeks ago. And during this submissions period, the majority of these, like most film festivals, tend to be short films.
Sure.
I'd say probably about 75% of them are short films. And out of those, at least 20% are local submissions.
Oh, right.
And we have a great track record of showing local content. In fact, this year we have so many great local shorts that we're exploring the possibility of doing a locals-only shorts program during our festival.
Do you have a special screening coming up in August, right?
That's correct. So one of the things that I've done since coming on as the programming director in the 2013 festival and the festival director in the 2014 year is to increase our programming from once a year. We typically have the festival in November. This year it's scheduled November 12th through the 22nd. But you know, in the past, we didn't have screenings throughout the year. And so what would happen is you would hear from PAAFF in September when we were getting ready to do our fundraising banquet, which is going to be on Friday the 12th this year. It's a great event. It's an 8-course Chinese banquet.
August 12th or?
Friday, September 12th.
Okay.
Separate event from the film screening. But we're actually going to have a banquet of 8-course Chinese dinner at Joyce & Lau, silent auction, free wine, live
free wine's
entertainment.
always good.
It's a great event, and you know, but basically in the past you would hear from us in September, you would hear from us in October when we do our preview party, and you would hear from us in November during the main festival, and then that was it until the next year. What I've really tried to do is increase programming so that now we are actually doing screenings once a month throughout the year.
Oh.
And 2014 was our first full year all the way from January up until now, in July when this is being taped, we've had at least one screening per month, sometimes as many as 2 or 3. And this has really allowed us to kind of reach out to a lot of partner organizations that either we hadn't done work with in the past, or if we had, it had been less focused on particular commonalities between our communities. For example, we did a screening earlier this year in March at the African American Museum in Philadelphia. It was a tremendous film called Late Summer, directed by a Korean American starring an all African American cast. So with this idea of collaboration, we brought together a panel of local Philadelphia filmmakers. Half of the panel was Asian American, half of the panel was African American. And we had this great discussion that lasted almost an hour about ways that the similarities of working as underrepresented minorities in the entertainment industry, but also the possibility for collaboration on a local level here in Philadelphia.
So what is the film that people can check out in August?
Right, so the next event that we're doing on Thursday, August 14th, this is going to be at the Free Library of Philadelphia, main branch, right on the Parkway. We're showing a terrific Japanese film. Now, typically we tend to do, again, Asian American programming. This is kind of a special exception because of the theme. We do take programming directly from Asia if and when it addresses themes that are particular to Asian Americans as well. This happens to be the aging population, the aging population that exists both in Japan and both in the United States, and the kind of idea of duty, of filial piety, and what is expected of one that comes from this kind of East Asian background, specifically in caring for their elderly. So the film is called Pekuro's Mother and Her Times. It's a beautiful film about an elderly woman with dementia and her adult son who's caring for her towards the end of her life. And what happens in the course of this film is actually directed by the oldest living director in Japan. He's 86 years old. And it's tremendous because you have this film from an elderly perspective. And a lot of the film takes place through these kinds of vignettes in her own kind of dementia hallucinations. So it's a tremendous film. It was ranked the best film in Japan in 2013 by both Eiga Geijutsu and Kinema Junpo, both of which are the equivalent of Variety and Hollywood Reporter. So I definitely recommend seeing it. Again, it's at 6 o'clock on Thursday, August 14th.
Well, thank you, Rob, for coming to Around the Corner. For more information about the film festival, visit PAAFF.org. And for more information about this show and other PhillyCAM programming, visit PhillyCAM.org. I'm your host, Albert Lee, and I'll see you around the corner.